Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Maulana says, listen to the reed how it tells a tale, complaining of separations, saying, ever since I was parted from the reed bed, my lament has caused man and woman to moan. I want a bosom torn by severance, that I may unfold the pain of this loving yearning. Everyone who is left far from his source wishes back the time when he was united with it. In every company I uttered my grieving cry. I consorted with the unhappy and with those that rejoice. Everyone became my friend from his own opinion. None sought out the secrets from within me. My secret is not far from my complaint, but ear and eye lack the light. Body is not veiled from soul, nor soul from body, yet none is permitted to see the soul. The sound of the reed is fire, not wind. Whoever has not this fire, may he be nothing. It is the fire of love that is in the reed. It is the fervor of love that is in the wine. The reed is the comrade of everyone who has been parted from a friend. Its strains pierced our hearts. Whoever saw a poison and an antidote like the reed, whoever saw a sympathizer and longing lover like the reed tells of the way full of blood and recounts stories of the passion of Majnun. Only to the senseless is this sense confided. The tongue has no customer save the ear. In our woe, the days have become untimely. Our days travel hand in hand with burning griefs. If our days are gone, let them go. It is no matter, as long as you remain, for none is holy as you are. Whoever is not a fish becomes sated with water. Whoever is without daily bread finds the day long. None that is raw understands the state of the ripe. Therefore my words must be brief. Farewell. So these are the opening 18 lines of the Masnavi, which stands in relation to the broader poem, like the Fatiha stands in relation to the Quran, and really summarizes and gives the essence. Now, there's so much that could be reflected upon. But one of the beautiful things here is that Rumi is emphasizing that, like the reed, we have to become empty. And like the reed, we have to yearn for return. As long as we're content here and satisfied here, we will never take the path to something higher. And there isn't something wrong with you if you feel malcontent in this world. Because we're not made for this world, we're made for that which transcends this world. And so that yearning, that desire, that shauq is a means of transformation. It is a means to set out on the path. Rumi mentions that the sound of the reed is fire, not wind. And he's speaking about the fire of love. Of course, for the Sufis, Sufism is the way of love. It's the path of love. But love is not a wishy-washy emotion or sentiment. Love is the ground of being. And love is an ocean without shore. In fact, the Sufis say, if you care for your life, run away from love, because it will take everything. It will take everything. Don't think love is something gentle and sweet. Rumi says, love envelops the 7 seas like they were straw. Love will take us and envelop us and extinguish us and annihilate us. But then Rumi says, whoever becomes drowned in the ocean of love wants to be more drowned. So this is what we all yearn for. And he said, is the fire of love that's in the reed. That sound is its love of returning. And then he says it's the fervor of love that's in the wine. He's getting at it's what ferments the wine, the grape to make wine is love. Of course, the Sufis use the image of wine very commonly. And this is because wine is something that overrides the intellect. It overrides the intellect. And it causes one to lose a type of self-awareness or lose inhibition. And of course, in the sacred law, the outward wine is forbidden to drink. Because of that fact, because the intellect is sacred. And so anything that obscures or damages or harms the intellect, and here intellect we're really meaning the consciousness itself, is forbidden because the intellect is a sacred gift. But there is something which is beyond the intellect. It's not below the intellect, but it's, you could say, supra-rational. It transcends the rational, and that is love. And so the Sufis will speak about love as, or drunkenness, as the experience of transcending our individuated selfhood, our separate selfhood, in the state of experiencing the divine. And so the Sufis, somewhat scandalously, they call Allah a saqi, the bartender. I'm in love with the bartender. That's really what Sufi poetry is all about. And that is because the experience of having your heart open to the divine presence is intoxicating. And it causes one to actually lose the sense of separate, individuated I. Me, I. You become appearing outwardly as someone who's drunk. You become unaware like someone who's drunk. And Rumi says, he says, in our madhab, in our way, it is forbidden not to drink the wine. Of course, he's talking about this higher wine of ma'rifah, of experiential knowledge of God. And the Sufis say, and it rhymes, it's beautiful in Arabic, asaqi baqi. The one who poured before is pouring more. So there's a sense that Allah is always granting openings. Allah is always pouring, but the ones that receive are only those whose cups are prepared to receive. And if Allah is the cupbearer or the bartender, the cup is your heart. Each one of us has a cup, and that cup is the heart.